Hello. Welcome to this broadcast of Running on Love with God. My name is Lori Michelle, and in April of 2009, I was awakened to the voice of our Creator, God Himself, and He said, go get pen and paper and start writing this down. And I listened, and here I am, 7.5+ years later, broadcasting on Blog Talk Radio and sharing His voice and His lessons and His teachings with whoever will listen. I also post on YouTube and Facebook and everywhere I can to get people to learn and understand what God wants from us and that He is authentically real and He speaks to us. For me, He happens to speak in English, and I speak with Him day and night and day. Today's broadcast is about the law of attraction, and I posted an introduction message a couple of days ago previewing what this program is about, and it's about the law of attraction. Will the law of attraction attract your life's desires? I'm a student of the law of attraction, and I've read many books. The Power of the Subconscious Mind, The Law of Attraction is an actual book by Esther and Jerry Hicks. Over the past 30 years, I am a student of self-help and the law of attraction and power of positive thinking and all of the above, and I've used those principles regularly throughout my life, and I've enjoyed fabulous success materially and spiritually. I've attracted beautiful things into my life. And then in 2009, I was awakened to the voice of our Creator, and my life changed irrevocably. Everything changed for me. I lost most of my wealth over the years because I had to walk away from almost every relationship and all my material wealth. That is a story of books that I am writing to share my lessons and what happened. But what I'm sharing with you today is the law of attraction is something that I'm a student of and use regularly. And in this case, I hit a portion of my life where nothing I did seemed to work. My life careened out of control. And here I am now, almost 8 years later, broadcasting on Blog Talk Radio, and I live in Israel. And I'm divorced. I went deaf. I lost my physical ears, and now I hear the spirit world. So what happened to me? Does the law of attraction actually work? Can we manifest miracles into our life, anything we want? There's a book called The Secret, and I read that book, and that book goes into all the principles of using mantras and visualization and vision boards, and I've done all of those things, and they apparently worked for me. But when my life was opened up to the spirit world, nothing seemed to work anymore. So why? And where does God fit into all of this? And that's the message of tonight's program. Do not forget about God. God is real. He's involved in everything we do. He is, omnipotent and our Creator. And if you're using principles like the law of attraction and forgetting about God, you're making a grave error. Today, I have a co-host on the line, and her name is Anna Marie. But before I open the line to answer questions, I want to say that today, I, Lori Michelle, had a terrible day, an awful day. This was a precursor of this program. I believe it was all on purpose. I went to the ATM, and the ATM said it had an equipment malfunction. I tried it again, and it said equipment malfunction. Lo and behold, it withdrew over $400 from my account, and I received no money. It's from my American account. It's Sunday in America. I can't get the bank on the phone, and the Israeli bank has to check it out, and I don't know if I'm going to be out this money. But I can tell you, money is a very serious issue for me, like it is for most people. And that's quite a lot of money. It was to pay all my bills. So I was distraught. And for 2 hours, I was on the phone with identity theft people from America, thinking about whether or not I should cancel my debit card. I had such a stressful afternoon. And then I threw up my hands and I said, oh, well, this is part of your plan. And I have something that other people don't have. I have God speaking to me. And he's telling me through it all, Lori, relax. It's a transaction error. It'll all work out. It's all on purpose. I did this on purpose. And he was involved in every bit of it. And so with that, I'm going to open the line to Anna Marie so she can ask questions and we can have an actual conversation about the law of attraction. Hello, Anna Marie.
Hi, Lori. So I have a bunch of questions. First of all,
Good.
so you said that the law of attraction worked for you earlier in your life, and then everything careened out of control. Were you not using? Had anything changed with you? Were you still visualizing? Were you still trying the same things you had tried before?
Not only was I trying all of the things that I had always done, vision boards, positive thinking, I love God. I never forgot about God. All the years that I used the law of attraction, I always thank God, not like I do now. It wasn't like now, but I was always grateful. And when this started to happen to me, I started praying to God along with the law of attraction and making vision boards and praying to him and asking him for guidance and help how to get this right. So your question would next be, why did it careen out of control? If I was in touch with my relationship with God and still utilizing the law of attraction, why was my life careening out of control?
Right.
Is that a good question?
Yeah, exactly. Why?
Okay. Why? Well, I'm about to show the camera, which you can't see on Blog Talk Radio, a post that I made a couple of months ago on Facebook. And the post is a picture of a man with his fingerprints up in the air, and he's blurry, but it says, what will you leave us behind? And it says, be the light of love and bring world peace. And the meaning behind this photograph of a blurry man with a fingerprint is it's about our life's path and our journey, and we all have one. We all come into this world with a plan. And the reason the picture of the man is blurry is because our conscious minds, Anna Marie, are erased, and we don't remember. And people of this world sometimes call it your subconscious. But what it truly is, that the subconscious is truly our soul, our spirit. And our spirit knows things about our life, why we're here, what our journey's for, what we're here to work on, what we're supposed to accomplish in this lifetime. But our conscious mind is erased. And there's a purpose for that as well, so that we can accomplish things and work on our soul path, our soul correction. And if we knew everything that was in our past lives and all of that, we wouldn't be able to accomplish what we came here to do. So Hashem, God, in his infinite wisdom, erases our conscious mind, and we have a soul journey, but it's blurry, and we have to bring it into being. So fast forward, 2009, I was awakened to my soul purpose. Was I on purpose up until that point? I was. I was working. I was a mom. I had a marketing company. I had lots and lots of money and a beautiful home, and I was married. But I hit that bump in the road, or that fork in the road, where Hashem understood and knew more about me than I know consciously. He knows why we're here. and what my life was supposed to be at that moment in time. And he needed to make a course correction. So no matter how hard I tried to stay on the same course, meaning be the suburban New Jersey mom making lots of money and raising my children, he needed to force me to wake up to what my true life's purpose is. And it is this: to be a teacher and a spiritual advisor for spiritual wellness in this world now.
Okay, so now that you are in tune with your mission and you have a very direct relationship with God, why do things like the ATM incident happen to you? Isn't that just a random technical glitch?
Nothing is random. The message of this program and the message that I need to share with the world is that God is involved with your life, whether you are aware of this or not. He is involved in every single aspect of every person's life and the entire world. Always. There is nothing random. There is truly nothing such as good luck, a stroke of luck. Doesn't happen. He decides everything.
Okay, so what do you think you're supposed to learn out of this technical issue?
Well, I have the added attraction of knowing in the moment, not always, he doesn't tell me everything, but in the moment he said, this is on purpose, there are many reasons for this, relax, you'll work through it, but one of the purposes was he did not like the bank where I was banking. He felt that they were overcharging me, overcharging on all my transactions. They charge differently here. And he desired me to strongly consider opening an account at a new bank. That was one purpose.
Okay, that's actually really...
The other purpose is this. The other purpose is this conversation.
Okay, so that you would have fresh topic matter talking about law of attraction on today's show?
A perfect example of something random happening that looks random, but it's not random at all. This morning, I thought I would go to town and run 2 errands. I would withdraw all this money and go pay my utility bill and get errands done, come back and start writing my book that you know I'm working on, and be all prepared for tonight's program. But instead, I spent 3 hours on the phone and banging on windows of the bank and getting emotional about the whole situation. So here I am. I'm supposed to be a leader and a spiritual advisor telling you to relax. It's all in, it's all Hashem. But it's not that easy. And I know I have complete compassion because I'm journeying here, even though I have this special, unique relationship with our Creator that I'm sharing, and I'm working so hard to share Him with you. And you would say, oh, you're so lucky, Lori. Well, I'm doing it just like everyone else. I have the same emotions and the same hard days. Many of my days are harder than many other people. And other days, I could also have complete compassion and say, there are horrible things happening to people all over the world. And my life is easy compared to people in Aleppo, Syria, for example, right?
Right. Okay, so going back, you said in your introduction that it's important to keep God involved in everything. How much more can you keep God involved? Because you said back when you were practicing all the principles of the law of attraction, you were thanking God. You did have Him in mind. So what more can anyone do other than beyond that?
There's always more. There's always more, and it always increases. The big message of this program is that we do nothing without Him, and that when you have a success, you must always recognize that He's involved in your successes And your apparent failures or your apparent hardship are also your blessings as well. And that's really difficult. Today, when I'm still out a lot of money, and my stomach was in knots all afternoon. I was literally on the verge of tears, crying to him, saying, why are you doing this to me? Why did you let this happen? Why didn't you warn me not to use that ATM? But I'm journeying like everyone else. And what I know in the moment that he's involved and he's speaking to me through it, we need to understand that, because that will help us get through those dark moments, those challenges where we think we can't live another minute. Because I'm using a very lighthearted example of some money. And when I say lighthearted, money is a very serious topic for all of us, or most of us. But what about the phone call from the doctor saying that the test you just took turned up something catastrophic? So how do you go on to the next moment? What needs to be understood, Anna Marie, is that he's involved in everything, and that everything he does is for our good, and that we have a life's purpose that collides with every other life around us and with the entire world. We don't live in a vacuum. So when he makes a decree and there is something that happens, something awful that he allows to happen, that he could intervene, but he doesn't, he just knows more. So that in and of itself, God willing, will help you understand that you should calm down and pray to him for peace and help you to accept the things that you can't change, because he allows these through love and compassion and for your spiritual growth.
Okay, are there things that are too minor to pray for? Like, for example, it seems like an ATM error is kind of a minor thing in the whole scheme of the world. Is that okay to pray? Yes?
Is that a what?
Is it okay to pray about something that minor?
Absolutely. There is nothing that you shouldn't reach to Hashem God about. If it's important to you, always include him. Always. He is involved in all, my whole day, my night, my life, everything. He loves to be involved. This is what he loves from us. We cannot do anything for him, as far as we can't give him anything. He's the creator. Everything comes from him. What he desires is for us to reach for him and to love him. That's his desire.
Okay, so in the midst of this issue that you're going through right now, are you at the same time, while you're talking to God, also practicing the principles of the law of attraction, or have you stopped doing that now?
I would say that my life is a bit different than others, because in the old days, I used to create my own vision boards, which were about my life, meaning I would love to take a vacation with my family. There were monetary goals. They were, I want to build a house. I want to do over my kitchen, things like that. Mundane, everyday things that are fun to manifest. But my life careened out of control. I lost everything. And every time I made one of those vision boards, I accomplished some of the things, like coming up with a final solution to the ending of my marriage, which is a terrible thing to have to want to manifest, but it was very difficult and very painful. But now the visions of my life and my future, Anna Marie, are given to me. He gives me my visions of what I need to accomplish and what my future is. I no longer have that role for myself. My visions include you and everyone. My visions are very worldly. And day to day, he helps and guides me how to live and get my life on track in a very pragmatic way. In fact, today, that was my word of the day. He gives me new words. He said, Lori, you will rebuild your life pragmatically, which means not theoretically, very feet on the ground, very practical, and rebuild my life one step at a time. And he's guiding me.
Okay, for the rest of us who don't have the direct relationship you do you recommend we practice the powers of positive thinking along with including God, or would you say to leave that by the wayside and just try to have a relationship with God?
No, you must have a vision of your life and the future, but you must understand that you need to defer the outcome to him. You must pray, you must build a vision board, do all of that. I did all of that. And God most often said, yes, you desire this? Yes. You must do the work. You must build your life. You must have goals, goal setting. You must be positive. You must do all of the principles of the law of attraction. They are excellent. But what you must never, ever do is discount or forget to involve God, because he's involved in everything. And the biggest mistake that people make, especially when they're successful, is to pound their chest like a gorilla and say, look what I did. I built that mansion. I built Microsoft. Or, no, I'm teasing Bill Gates. But look what I did. Look what I created. I'm so smart. No, you are smart. You did the hard work. But Hashem, God, is involved in every single thing, and nothing, literally nothing, comes into being without his say-so. And he's involved in your life, whether you know this, Anna Marie. He speaks to everyone. He gives everyone ideas, and he helps everyone. But it's invisible to you. With me, he tells me. You know, I'll be on my computer, and the computer malfunctions, and I can't print, and he'll guide me exactly where to click and how to get what I want out of my computer. So if he does that for me in English, then what's he doing for people like Mark Zuckerberg? Maybe he fed him the idea of creating something like Facebook. Not maybe, definitely. Ideas come to us, and they seem like they come out of the blue in a dream. Oh, look what I just thought of. But God's involved, and he's peppering the way for what he desires. And the thing that we're all here for, if you want to know a very large part of what your soul journey and your path is and what your life's purpose is, all of us have a role in bringing world peace to our world right now. That's what we're here for right now, the generation. We are the generation of creating peace on earth.
Okay, if we all start visualizing peace on earth, is that a start?
It helps, but just sitting around and thinking about things and creating vision boards and mantras does not take away from action. We must take action. We must be involved. We can't just talk the talk. We need to walk the walk.
Okay, so and that's how the principles of the law of attraction work anyway, isn't it? That you can't just visualize, you have to take action to try to make things happen. Is that correct?
You must. And a lot of the books that talk about all the principles of the law of attraction, they leave out God. They don't mention God, or they'll say something about the universal law of attraction. They use euphemisms instead of saying God. There's a lot of pushback. When the minute you say God, a lot of people retreat. I mentioned to you the other day that I noticed that since I've been more direct and outward on Facebook, on Running on Love with Facebook, Running on Love Facebook, the page, I've mentioned God, and I'm losing followers as much as I'm gaining. I'm gaining more followers than losing, but I'm losing a lot of people by the mere mention of God.
Would the opposite of the law of attraction be the philosophy of que sera, sera, what will be, will be? Is there anything wrong with kind of living your life according to that philosophy, just accepting things as they come?
That's a good philosophy. I won't poo-poo any of these philosophies. They all have their place. In other words, the law of attraction and working to create a life that you desire and putting effort into it and having a vision for what you want your life to turn out to be is good. But the acceptance that there is God, and God is all-powerful and knows what's best for us, and he will intervene when he has to, and he decrees what he decrees. So that's where perhaps the law of whatever will be comes in, because you need to let go of the outcome. Many brilliant authors that I've read, like Dr. Wayne Dyer, I talk about him all the time, he talked about letting go. Push for what you want. Enjoy your life. Think positively. Change the way you think about things, and the things that you think about will change. All of that's true. But he also spoke about letting go of the outcome. Don't be so attached to the outcome and allow it to come into being, however it's supposed to.
Then getting back to prayer, is it okay to pray for things to change while we're also supposed to accept when bad things happen?
Yes. Praying should be the cornerstone of your life, your daily life. Prayer should be involved in your daily life, Anna Marie. We should never forget or forsake God. We should always reach for him and know that he's really, truly involved in everything we do. He's pure love. And when he says no, it's for our good. We just can't know. He knows everything. He knows why we're here. He knows when we're supposed to leave, what we're supposed to get done and accomplish when we're here. And he's involved in everything. He allows good people to fail and bad people to succeed because it all plays into part of the plan. And right now, the biggest part of our plan, all of us, is to come together in love, peace, and understanding and bring peace into this world and recognize that God is real and he's pure love and he desires us to be here and give our love to him and to each other. So that's we're at the end of our program, Anna Marie. Thank you for joining me today. You're, as always, bringing great questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Lori.
And thank you. And so I'm going to close by saying thank you for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed this program of Running on Love with God, and I hope that you will support this work and go to runningonlove.org and click on Donate so that we can broadcast and share God's messages with the world and come together one day at events called Running on Love 5K Festivals for Love and bring peace in our world in our time. God bless all of you. Peace on earth. God bless you.